Good Monday. It's already Monday again. It's looking like it might be the Monday of a really crazy week. But under any circumstance, you can be your own best farmer. Might have heard me say that before, but I'm going to explain it a little bit more today. I've been talking about goals, right? 2021. At the start of the new year, it always brings up, what are your goals? What do you want to do in the next year? And yada, yada, yada. It's all great to talk about that. How to do it. What do your goals have to do with what you do day in and day out? I mean, you do little things, but it can go a whole lot deeper. And what does that have to do with being your own best farmer? Well, this right here is my sprouts jar. I got sprouts going again. And I really need to get my 2-quart jars going because everybody loves them. But sprouts, what you did right now, if you did any of the results setting, what results do you want by this time next year in your life? What you did was plant a seed. You planted a seed of you. Hopefully that'll grow up and be a really nice plant and produce everything that you want. As a farmer, or even gardener, whatever, a person with little plants on your windowsill, you know that the plant grows up, gets big, but there's a lot that happens under the ground too. So what happens, there's a couple different scenarios with plants. If you have something, especially this time of year, you see this, that grows up and it's reaching and reaching and reaching, good morning, and you get this spindly little plant that isn't able to do much. Where are you going to look for a problem? Down in your roots. The plant doesn't have a good enough root. You know that you want your seeds to start and to grow your seed, grow your root ball first, and have it be nice and well established at the same time as it's growing up so that the growth can start to feed the roots and vice versa. I learned in my son's math book that plants actually eat air. That's where they get a lot. So they need that growth. And they need a good, strong root ball, which means they need good soil to grow in that's rich in nutrients and all of the flora and fauna in that soil so that the soil's alive, so that they can interact with all of the nutrients in the soil and be able to get them. It's a very amazingly complex system that we don't even have to think about. But it's there. Soil of you. You established some results that you want. Some things that you would like to see in your life that you don't already have now. That's your seed that you just planted. I hope that you have people around you that are going to support your growth, that are growth-minded. Having a rich soil around you requires flora and fauna, little nematodes and fungi and all those things that are alive in the soil that help feed the plant. The plant can't live in a dead, sterile soil. So you need people around you. That root is your daily practices. The things that you do in and out. Plants establish with that a flow. It goes up, it goes down. Energy does, food does, a lot. There's an exchange between what's happening above the soil and the growth and what's happening in the root. Needs flow. There are daily rhythms to it. There are seasonal rhythms to what plants do, especially if you look at trees. They have seasonal cycles, even the evergreens. They lose some of their color. They can keep going in the winter, but it's different. Seasonal rhythms make a huge difference in you as your own best farmer. When you align daily rhythms to your daily practices and you establish good daily practices that line up with natural rhythms, on a daily basis and on a seasonal basis, that creates a good, strong root for you. And if you're surrounded by people that are facilitating growth, that are facilitating you being fed new stuff, good stuff, stuff that makes you stronger, you've just established a good base for you to grow in. When a plant doesn't have a good base, what do you see? Spindliness? You see a lack of growth? You might see a plant that's very stunted, or a plant that doesn't fruit. It doesn't produce results. It might be there and growing. You might even put on big, beautiful leaves, but it's not going to produce what you're looking for. Whether it's apples or chestnuts or green beans, corn, it doesn't matter. If you don't have a good root that allows the plant to take advantage of the daily flows that naturally occur and the seasonal flows that naturally occur, it's not going to produce. However, if a plant doesn't have growth going on, if there's no space for it to grow into, my son does this, interestingly, with the little trees, and the word just ran right out of my head. But he prunes them back really, really hard so that they just stay short. It's a Japanese thing. Doggone it. But he stunts their growth. And it's what he wants. It produces what he wants. In your case, you've set goals, set results. You've planted that seed. Paying attention to who you're surrounded with. What's going on, allowing that seed to sprout, establishing rhythms on a daily basis that align with the daily natural rhythms around you. And mind you that these are like gravity, they just are. Someone said to me this week, but everyone's different. And Ayurveda talks a lot about how everybody's different and unique, and there are daily and seasonal cycles that don't change. And when you align your uniqueness with the daily rhythms that are, it makes a difference when you eat. It makes a huge difference when you sleep. And it does not matter how unique and different you are. Those things are like gravity. They just are. When you eat, when you sleep, oiling your skin well, making sure you get healthy food inside your body within your unique structure, within the rhythms of the season. All these complexities, but there are daily and seasonal rhythms that do not change for anybody, no matter how magical and wonderful you are. The more you align with those, the better a root you have, so that these goals can happen. You can grow. You can produce the roots, or the results rather, that you're looking for, that you want. But if you don't have those goals, you don't have something that you're reaching for and striving for, a new version of you, because you're always changing. So you might as well change in a designed fashion, in a purposeful fashion. That's what your goals and your results do. They give you a purpose, a plan, so that you become the best version of you on purpose, and you become what you want to be, rather than what you accidentally be. Because right now, if you haven't had a practice of setting goals and reaching for specific things, you're what you are. What you have right now is what you committed to and what you wanted. It's what you set your sights on with that root, and it's what you've got. But you can have results that you want when you set your goals and practices, set your goals as your growth. So you've chosen what fruit you're going to be. You have the option to do that. A green bean doesn't have that option. You have that option because you are made in the image of the Creator. And so you have the ability to say, I am a unique and wonderful being, and you can understand how you are, but you can carry that out and do great and wonderful things that a green bean can't do. A green bean can't be a pine tree. But you can grow and be who you're called to be, even bigger than what you are now. but that's got to come from a good solid root system that's grounded in daily rhythms and practices that align with the natural rhythms and practices and are surrounded by people that are on a growth path. In a nutshell, that's what I do in the Abundant Living course group, is we establish good, healthy, daily routines and practices aligned with natural practices, surrounded by growth-oriented people that are going to help you grow and be all that you were meant to be right now and in the future and in your next years and as you go through. Some people, you can read a book and you can do it on your own because the doing is what matters. So I'm going to go back into the description when I get done here and give you some resources, some books. This book describes your roots, your daily practices and rhythms that align with the greater practices or the greater rhythms that go on around you. Curious about how that works for your kids, because kids need rhythm, they need routine, or they don't do real well. Also describes, though, how kids can be perfectly unique, amazingly varied, which of course you are too, and how that works in the daily and seasonal cycles. So you can kind of start to put these puzzle pieces together. I'll show you. This is the image that I've been talking about, being rooted and then having that allow you to grow. This book, Master of You. That's probably going to all be backwards, I just realized, but that's okay. It'll be links in the description. A good way to understand how the world works from that gravity standpoint. These are things that just are, and how that can affect you. How you can use those things to do what you want to do in life. What you were meant to do, what you were called to do, all those things. You can live at ease in the world. If you really want to do the things, and you say, yeah, I can read a book, but, I don't know if I'll get to it. Well, let me know, because that's what the Abundant Living course community offers to you. When you do the course and you're in the community, is you get a chance to build that root and have people around you that are calling you to be your best, feeding you, supporting you, challenging you as you grow, so that you end up being a really strong little plant that can really produce the fruit that you're meant to produce in the world and be your best. That's good living, is when there's abundance. So be your own best farmer. Learn how to develop daily practices that align with the larger rhythms around you. And grow. Set your goals. Be intentional about who you want to be and the fruit you want to produce, the results that you want in your life. That's good living. Have a great and abundant day. Contact me if you're ready to do more.